are going to be doing the same question we've been looking at. How can being a good citizen make a difference to others? Whisper to your partner, how can being a good citizen make a difference to others? So remember, all of our stories are focusing on being a good citizen. Are you a citizen? Yeah. So we're looking at how we can be a good citizen. This story is fiction. What does that mean?
Fake.
It's fake. How do we know it's fake? Tell your partner, how do we know it's a fiction story? Look at the cover of that book. What tells us that it's fake? Thomas?
The airplane is fake.
Oh, it's fake? How do you know? It's made out of wood? Okay. How else do we know it's fake? Thomas, you want to call on someone?
If you look closely, you can easily know that's an illustration because the clouds don't actually look like that.
Did you guys hear that big word that he said too? What big word did he just say?
Illustration.
Illustration. An illustration is a drawing, right? Is that a real picture?
No.
No, it's not a photograph, is it?
No.
We wouldn't take that with our cell phone in the sky, would we? It's a drawing, so it's fake. It's a picture, not real. And you said something about the clouds. What'd you say about the clouds?
Clouds don't look like that. They're not. Clouds don't look like that in real life.
What do they look like?
They're like all kinds of different shapes and stuff.
Oh, could they look like that?
Yes.
Maybe. Maybe if we're up in the sky, it might look different than it looks down here, right? Okay, so this story that we're about to read is a fantasy. Say fantasy. This story could not happen in real life. The characters are often animals that behave like people, and it may include magic. Okay, we are going to be looking at the characters today, the people that are in the story. So the characters, we may see some external traits of our characters. So when we say external, that's what they look like. So we might see their hair color. What's her hair color?
Pink.
Mark? Pink. Look at her clothing.
Yellow and pink.
Yeah, but how is she dressed? What might she be doing?
Playing soccer.
Playing soccer. How else do you know that besides how she's dressed? Kamori?
Because she's wearing a soccer outfit and she's kicking a ball.
Ah, kicking a ball. Give her a me too if you said that. She's kicking a ball, so it looks like she's playing soccer. Okay, look at her height. Can we tell if she's tall or short from this picture? No, there's nothing really beside her, is it, that would help us know? What about facial expressions? A facial expression is telling us how she feels. What is her facial expression right now? Show me on your face. Can't really see your faces, can I? Is she smiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell your partner how she might feel if she's smiling.
If she's smiling, she might be happy because she must.
Hannah, if she's smiling, how does she feel? Is she happy? Is she sad? Thomas just said, I think she's happy because she's playing soccer. You guys she happy?
Yeah.
When you smile, are you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then her, looking at her actions, and we already talked about her playing soccer. Okay, we may also see some internal traits. So an internal trait is what we learn about them after we read a story or a sentence about the character. So they show through their thoughts and words and then their feelings. And we're going to look at that today with Violet the Pilot. Okie dokie? All right, Violet the Pilot. I will try to put it up there as I read so I won't get out of order. Okay, everyone in town knew that Violet Van Winkle was a little different. For starters, she and her parents lived in an odd-looking house next to the junkyard her father managed. And while other girls were playing with dolls and tea sets, Violet played with monkey wrenches and needle-nose pliers. How is she different? Tell your partner, how is she different than other kids? In that picture, guys, it says that she lives in an odd-looking house. How is that house odd-looking? I guess you can't really tell by that. Look at my picture in the book. What does that house look like? A boat! This bottom part is like the shape of a boat. And then the house is built up on top of that. That's odd, isn't it? We don't normally see that around, do we? And then it says she plays with monkey wrenches and pliers. Does anybody know what that is? That's a tool your dad or your mom might be using to fix something. It's a tool. Huh? You know what that is? Yeah. Okay, next page. Violet was a mechanical genius. By the time she was 2, she could fix almost any broken appliance in the house. By 4, she could take apart the grandfather clock and completely reassemble it or put it back together. Since she didn't have any friends aside from her dog, Orville, she would spend hours tinkering with things from the yard. Violet's parents were very proud of her, although they weren't too happy the time she put a lawnmower engine on her cousin's tricycle. Okay. The older she got, the more interesting Violet's creations became. Around the time she turned 8, she was building elaborate machines from scratch, and not just any old machines. Look at what kind of machines they are. What are they? Flying machines. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Building a flying machine? Her parents couldn't believe their eyes when they saw Violet zoom by for the first time. They were a little worried in the beginning, but they quickly saw that she was a good pilot. Careful not to hit the house, Violet's father would yell, and put on a sweater, her mother would add. Violet used anything she could find in the junkyard to make her wonderful contraptions. So what is she using to make all this stuff? What is she using? Tell your partner, what is she using? She's using what?
A ladder and a horn.
Where is she finding this stuff?
In a junkyard.
Hey Drake, where is she finding this stuff?
At the junkyard.
In the junkyard by her house. So she's finding all this random stuff and putting it together to build these cool contraptions or cool things, right? Okay. There was the tub bubbler and the bicycopter and the rocket can. Check out what she's building those things out of. There was the pogo plane, the side glider, and the wingamajig, to name a few. Which of those do you think would be the coolest to ride on? Tell your partner. Here's the other page.
I think the
I heard a lot of rockets. Who thinks the rocket can would be the coolest? To be in a trash can and zoom into space. Can you imagine that? Peter, is that what you said? because space is your favorite?
Yeah.
All right, next page. Violet's engineering was pretty sound. The only real hazards were tall trees, piles of junk in the yard, and bugs in her teeth. Ugh. Kids at school would see Violet eating lunch alone and make fun of her strange books and greasy coveralls. Claude and Clyde Mulrooney were especially obnoxious. That means they're annoying. Then one day, Violet noticed a poster in the drugstore window. Air Show, October 20th, it read. That's only 2 weeks away, Violet thought. Can kids fly in the show? Is homemade aircraft allowed? That night, Violet sat in her room thinking about the air show. She knew it would be a good feeling if one of her planes won a prize. And maybe then the kids at school would be nice to her. Violet pictured exactly where she would hang her blue ribbon. She and Orville spent the next few days combing the junkyard for just the right materials. When they had collected a giant pile of stuff, the building began. One day, the Mulrooney twins happened to pass by. Look, it's that girl from school, one of them said. What are you doing, weirdo? Are they being nice?
No.
I'm building an airplane, she told them. The twins exploded in laughter, then mumbled something mean as they walked away. Orville barked at the boys, but Violet just went back to her project. Take it easy, buddy, she said. We're too busy to worry about them. Was she bothered by them being mean? What did she do? Did she go up and punch them?
No.
Tell your partner, what did she do?
She was back to yellow.
What did she do? So did she just ignore them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that the best option? Yeah. Okay. Finally, after days of hard work, Violet had finished making her flying machine. She named the magnificent new craft the Hornet. Look at that. Why would it be named the Hornet? Oh, because it can fly? Okay. Lyra? It has a boat? Okay. Maybe. Thomas? Do you guys know what a hornet is? A bee? It's a type of a bee? Has a stinger on it? You don't know what that is? I don't actually think it's yellow. I think it's like brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait till the people in the grandstand see me flying this, Violet said to Orville. Okay, check this out. Does that look like that's a success or not? Is that good or is it bad? Okay, look at what the words say. The test flight was a success. That means it was good. Oh, that dog's falling out. You're right. The dog, but she caught him. Caught him. Okay.
The dog looked like me.
I know. It does, doesn't it? Okay, on the day of the big air show, Violet took off, bursting with excitement. Her parents' faces had beamed with pride when they wished her luck. And she thought about that as she flew through the clear autumn sky, the clear fall sky. She calculated that the trip would take about 20 minutes. She would arrive just in time for the start of the show. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Tell your partner, what's happening? Okay, suddenly, word from Goody Bird, suddenly something caught Violet's eye. In the river below, a group of people were waving frantically. Violet lowered her altitude to get a better look. A troop of Boy Scouts had run into trouble while canoeing. Violet knew she had to help. Fast. What do you think she can do to help them?
Grab them.
How will she grab them? Can she fly down in her helicopter and just scoop them out? Not helicopter, her plane thing. It wasn't easy rescuing all the boys, but Violet piloted the Hornet with careful precision. Saving the Scouts master from going over the falls was particularly dangerous. In that last picture there, she's saving him from going over the waterfall. Violet dropped the grateful Scouts off at the hospital. Then she checked her watch. 3:30, she said to Orville sadly. We missed the air show. She turned her plane toward home and sighed. It was a miserable feeling. So how does missing that show make her feel? Tell your partner. Sad. How do you know? What does she say?
Because she missed
It says it was a miserable feeling, and I heard you all say sad. Miserable means really, really, really sad, right? She's sad that she missed that show. That evening, Violet had no appetite for dinner. She just went upstairs and sat on her bed. All of a sudden, she heard lots of noise outside the house. She and Orville went to the window and discovered that a crowd of people had gathered. Somebody spotted her. There's Violet, the boy said jubilantly. There's our hero. Why is she a hero? Lisa?
Because she saved the people.
Give her me too if you agree.
No!
Okay, the Van Winkles stepped outside, squinting from all the flash bulbs that were popping. The press, the mayor, the fire, and police chiefs, even kids and teachers from school had all learned of the rescue that day and had come to praise her. Young lady, please accept this Medal of Valor as a token of our gratitude and esteem, said the mayor, and he gave Orville a new collar with a license that read K9 Hero. From that day on, Violet's parents let her fly whenever she wanted, but her mom still made her wear a sweater. Why would she have to wear a sweater? Tell your partner. Because she is hot. Because she would get, and the further up you get into the air, it gets colder and colder and colder, and it's open. Don't you think that'd be a little bit chilly? She's going so fast, flying around. Okay, so today we're going to identify how a character feels by using what the character says or does. Those are the internal traits. Because knowing a character will help us understand how they will respond to events. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to be successful by thinking, what did the character say? Say. We're going to think, what did the character do? Those two things we're underlining. And then we're going to think, how would I feel if I said and did that too? So then we're going to pretend we're in this story, and then we're going to figure out how we would feel. So here's my model. I want you to, here's my thingy up. No, of course I did not put that up. Just a second. We're going to continue with the race strategy. So we know the first thing we have to do is circle the question. We're going to underline the important words, and then we'll use our success criteria. So how does Violet feel in this paragraph? We need to circle the question word. I see the first word is how. That is a question word that I'm going to circle. And then this one is important. We want to know how Violet feels. Okay, so we want the person, and then probably it's going to be all talking about how they're feeling. So how does she feel in this paragraph? I can't answer this question without going back and reading. Eyes up here, please. This says, the older she got, the more interesting Violet's creations became. Around the time she turned 8, she was building elaborate machines from scratch, and not just any old machines, flying machines. Okay, so how is she feeling from this paragraph? What does the character say? To see what they say, we have to look for talking marks. I don't see talking marks in this paragraph. But what is she doing? I definitely see what she's doing. So she's building elaborate machines from scratch. That means like fancy. That means like super, super, super fancy machines. They're elaborate. There's a lot of work that goes into them. Okay, and then I'm gonna think, how would I feel if I did that too? If I built machines like that, how would I feel? Would I feel bored? No. This is mine, listen to me please. Would I feel tired if I'm building machines? No. Creative? Well, I know in art class when I make a really super cool drawing, or this year you guys are gonna make a play project, and it's super cool, I probably would feel creative, especially building a flying machine. Right, Esther? I'm gonna leave that. And angry? She's not angry. So the one that she feels is creative. Right? Okay, so I circled and underlined. That's 1 point. I underlined in the text how I knew how she felt. I eliminated and I answered. These are 4 points today, guys. 4 points. All right, look at the next one. How do Violet's parents feel in this paragraph after they see she is a good pilot? After they see she is a good pilot. We have this underlined where it says they see she's a good pilot. Are we gonna look up here or down here? Down. After is below. Okay, what word do we circle there? Talk to your partner. Okay, 1, 2, 3, tell me. How. And who are we talking about this time? Are we talking about Violet? No. Who? Her parents. That's what's important. And the word after. We already have it underlined. Let's read after. Read it with me, please. Careful not to hit the house, Violet's father would yell, and put on a sweater. Her mother would add. Violet used anything she could find in the junkyard to make her wonderful contraption. So, what did the character say or do? We see talking marks. These are talking marks. What's her dad saying? Whisper with your partner. What's your dad saying? What's her dad saying? What's her dad saying? Okay, what's dad saying? Don't hit the house. Be careful. We're going to underline that. Now, imagine you're Violet and your dad said that to you or your mom. What does that mean for how he's feeling? Is he feeling surprised? If we say yes, that's okay, we'll leave it. Is he feeling nervous? Be careful not to hit the house. Yeah, let's leave that. Is he mad? No. He's not mad. We're going to cross that off. Is he excited? No. Careful not to hit the house. Woo! Is that exciting? No. No, he wouldn't say that if he's excited. Okay, so surprise or nervous? If we're saying be careful not to do something, are they surprised or are they nervous about something? Nervous. He's nervous. She's going to do what? Crash into the house. Okay, let's look at our points. Did we circle and underline? Yes. Hold up one finger. Did we underline what he said? Yes. Hold up 2 fingers. Did we eliminate? Yes. Hold up 3. Did we circle the right answer? Yes. How do you know? Your teacher says it's right, so you're getting all your 4 points. Okay, hold up 4 points. Pat yourselves on the back. Good job. All right, now this is your work that you're doing on your own. Okay, so check it out. This one we're going back to how does Violet feel? How does Violet feel in this paragraph? Does she feel sad, bored, hopeful, or sleepy? Okay, this paragraph says, that night Violet sat in her room thinking about the air show. She knew it would be a good feeling if one of her planes won a prize. And maybe then the kids at school would be nice to her. Violet pictured exactly where she would hang her blue ribbon. So how is she feeling in that paragraph? Remember, you're going to underline something that she does because it doesn't say anything that she says. 4 points of this, okay? Head to your seats. You'll need out 1 pencil,